Darjeeling, a picturesque getaway at the Himalayan foothills with some one-of-a-kind experiences. Hi everyone and welcome to SugarSpiceNice. My name is Shweta and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my tips and tricks for having a great time in Darjeeling. Let's start with how to get here. Darjeeling is located in the eastern part of India in the West Bengal state. Its location and climate make it perfect for tea plantations, and that is actually something that Darjeeling is known for across the world. If you are taking a flight, the nearest airport is Bagdogra and a lot of metros have direct and connecting flights here. This flight can be expensive, anywhere upwards of Rs 10,000 per person one way, depending on where you book it from and the season. From the airport, there are prepaid taxis available which will cost you anywhere between Rs 2,000 to 3,000 rupees to get you to main Darjeeling town. The road is uphill, and when you are closer to Darjeeling, you will come across train tracks on the way and probably also see the famous Darjeeling train pass by. More about this later in the video, but there's one experience which I had when I was coming to Darjeeling, which is stopping by for a quick snack. You can definitely stop by at one of these smaller restaurants or dhabas and enjoy Maggi, paratha, Chinese food along with the views. This journey can take about 3 to 4 hours depending on traffic. If you are coming by train, the closest stations are New Jalpaiguri and Siliguri. Kolkata, Delhi, Guwahati have direct train lines, and for others you can check the IRCTC website. Even buses ply here from various cities, but if you have time on hand, I'd recommend a train journey here because train journeys in the mountains hit different. If there's an experience I really wanted to do in Darjeeling, is going on the Darjeeling steam train. This train ride is also known as Joy Ride, but it's not just a beautiful train journey. It also represents the engineering marvel of Indian Railways. It's an 83-kilometer long track connecting Darjeeling to Siliguri with steep gradients and curves all along the way. In fact, it passes dense forests and it goes through the famous Batasia loop. Ghum is the highest in India and the second highest railway station in the world to be connected by a steam engine train. And this train journey is rightly so declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. You can book tickets from IRCTC and you can actually choose from diesel or steam. Diesel is about 1,000 rupees for a round trip per person and steam is 1,500, and there are multiple trains on this route at different timings, so you can decide what suits you. While booking on IRCTC, you have to select the station starting as DJ from the station code, which is Darjeeling, and return station code is DJRZ, which is also Darjeeling. This is a round-trip journey. The train stops for a few minutes at Ghum and Batasia as well. The entire journey is about 2 hours, and I definitely recommend this experience in Darjeeling. The Darjeeling station itself is so beautiful. One side has a view and the other side is a platform which is representative of the legacy that the station holds. Perfect for pictures too. If you do nothing else here, it doesn't matter, but this is a must. One last tip, book the train tickets in advance to get your preferred timing and coach. I also recommend taking the Vista Dome coach. That's what I took, and it just adds to the value of this journey. I'll leave my train details in the description box below. Mall Road is to any hill station what water is to a parched throat. What? There's no lie in that. All the restaurants, cafes, shopping, street food, it's all here. But remember, no cars allowed here and lots of walking too. There's a full market area where they sell a lot of winter wear and it's apparently locally made. Even trinkets, souvenirs and umbrellas and really cute designs. But if you keep walking a bit ahead, you'll see gorgeous views, and this is along the road to Mahakal Mandir. This is a temple on a hill, so there is a bit of a climb. But once you are here, you will notice the unique aspect of this mandir. Hinduism and Buddhism coexisting here. There are priests from both sects and the place is brimming with good vibes. What I found interesting is the presence of miniatures of 12 Jyotirlings from all over India right here in one place. Not just the temple, one can enjoy good views from here as well. There's also an old church here in Darjeeling, St. Andrew's Church, which exists since about the 1800s. Then I recommend visiting the Japanese Peace Pagoda, very close to Darjeeling Mall Road, probably half an hour journey one way, and this honestly makes me feel like I'm visiting a monastery in Korea or Japan. The old tall trees, valley views, so picturesque. And of course the tranquility in the air. There are different Buddha statues here which you can observe during parikrama. Also an old Buddhist temple which is open to all. There's no entry fee for this place and a cab ride just for this can cost rupees 800 to and fro. But usually cabs combine this as a part of a 3-point, 5-point or 7-point tour. An experience that one can have in Darjeeling is visiting the tea estates. So all you tea enthusiasts definitely pick one and enjoy all the learnings about your favorite beverage. What I found interesting is that in the month of April when I visited, I got to try the first flush of their tea, which is the first produce which is ready for consumption of the year. And I realized that Darjeeling tea is actually great just by itself. No milk needed, just a hint of sugar, and I enjoyed so many cups. Whereas Assam tea on the other hand is perfect for our desi chai kind of brews, you know, masala tea, ginger tea, and Assam tea is definitely a lot more stronger in flavor. Staying in a tea plantation is also an experience in itself. And I found Singtom, which is one of the oldest tea plantations here in Darjeeling, and I decided to book myself a stay here. It's about an hour away from main Darjeeling and the road here is a bit bumpy but scenic to say the least. Tea plantations all around, I mean, it doesn't get better than this. In terms of stay options, there are different suites and I'm staying at this 10th suite, which on a clear day has the Mount Everest view. This is like a homestay built in a tea estate, so you can expect fresh made-to-order meals here. I particularly enjoyed the breakfast because it comes with this view. They also provided a guided tea plantation tour and I'll leave details about my room charges etc. in the description box below. I think if you're somebody who enjoys staying away from the hustle and bustle and also wants the best views of Darjeeling and also is a tea lover, then I definitely recommend staying in a tea estate. I think for me this experience is a total win because just look behind me, you guys. The views are spectacular and you get like a glimpse of, you know, the actual mountain life. You get to enjoy the beauty all around. If you're somebody who wants to stay slightly closer to the hustle and bustle but still wants the views, then I have one stay recommendation for you, and this is the Udan Himalayan Suites. This is very close to the Darjeeling station, just about a 5-minute walk, and I would recommend taking the highest room here, which are the attic rooms. This is what they look like. So they have this pointed roof and the views from here are great. I took this option without breakfast because I knew I'm going to be stepping out to Mall Road, which is like a half-an-hour walk from here. They do have a vegetarian restaurant, which I do value because there are not too many pure vegetarian restaurants in Darjeeling. The hotel room is clean. They do provide a heater, which is like a necessity here. And when I was here in April, it did get cool in the night and I did end up using the heater. I'm going to leave what I paid for the room and stuff, etc. in the description box below. If you're somebody who wants to stay bang in the middle of all the action, which is bang in the middle of Mall Road, where you're surrounded by all the possible food places and the buzz, then there are so many different hotels and resorts here. One such property that I stayed at is the Elgin. Now this is an old British era property and it's very beautiful to look at, very nicely made. The rooms have a certain antique feel to them. This is the room where I was staying. Again, it's a top attic style room. I was really looking forward to the view from here, but absolutely nothing. You can see other homes, roofs, everything except anything picturesque. Now this was an expensive stay. I'm going to leave all of the charges and details in the description box below, but it was a very underwhelming stay because there are so many different properties on the Mall Road itself across budgets and so many different types of stays. I feel like there are many more options to choose from. In terms of food, for street food lovers especially, there's a lot that happens at Mall Road in Darjeeling. There is a whole line of people selling different kinds of snacks, whether it's chow mein, it's rolls, it's sweet stuff, local delicacies. You'll find them all in a queue here, especially in the evening. And these vendors actually provide a great way to eat on a budget and try local food as well. A speciality here are momos. So whether it's veg momos or non-veg momos, you can try those as well at the street vendors. One thing I did feel that for vegetarian options, you have to hunt a little bit more at the street vendors. You'll also find these tea outlets, Golden Tips, Nathumals to name a few, where you can buy some tea. Darjeeling of course is known for its tea, so you can definitely take that back home as a souvenir. You can also sample some tea here. Apart from the vibrant street food scene here, I think there are a lot of old and legendary cafes that have been around since the British era. One such place is called Glenaries, and it's been around from the 1800s something, and it's right in the center of Mall Road, and I don't think anybody can miss it. In fact, I've seen so many pictures against this very background on Instagram that I just knew I had to come here. One section of this cafe is their baked goods section, so all kinds of cakes, dry cakes and proper pastries, croissants, patties, chocolates to go. I think they have just so much variety. There's also a section where they serve continental items, especially good for breakfast. On the first floor, they actually have a restaurant where you can find Indian, continental, Chinese, drinks and a lot more items in their menu. While sitting outdoors, you can enjoy a slight view, but somehow the rooftops and everything kind of hinder that view. And overall in the menu, I did feel that vegetarian food was a little bit limited. The bakery section too had more variety with egg-based desserts rather than the eggless ones. Another place that has stood the test of time here is called Kevinter's. This is not the same as the famous chain Kevinter's. This is a local brand, and here what they are famous for is their softie. Literally everybody on Mall Road I saw was enjoying a softie, so I knew I had to get one here as well. They have 3 different flavors: vanilla, chocolate and mix, and try whatever you feel like. It costs 40 rupees per softie. They also have a seating section upstairs, and I feel like during the evening time it's one of the best places to chill in Darjeeling. You can actually get a feel of the mountains and the lovely fresh air here, and that combined with a nice cup of Darjeeling tea is something that I totally recommend doing over here. You can also try their milkshakes, their hot chocolate and even their snacks. They have a lot of options in non-vegetarian again. Vegetarian variety is a little bit limited, still can enjoy the views. Next is a place called Himalayan Coffee House, and this is in Mall Road itself. It was very well reviewed on Google, and that's why I ended up coming here and getting a cup of coffee. Honestly, a fine place to chill. This is another Google find, Benny's, and every time I passed by, I saw it packed and mostly with locals. They are famous for their chaat, chole bhature, and they actually put cocoa powder in their lassi, which I found pretty strange. I found the place a tad bit overrated for my liking, but very reasonably priced. Now, this is one of the most popular veg restaurants in Darjeeling, and it was also recommended to me by my cab driver, and I visited this place for just one small meal, which is breakfast. I ordered aloo parathas and I was not disappointed. In fact, if I had time, I would have definitely come back here again to try more of their stuff. Their momos were looking so good. This one is in Mall Road, and if you have a vegetarian restaurant preference, then definitely keep this in mind. They have all kinds of meals, Chinese food. The menu is exhaustive. While researching properties for stay on this trip, I actually came across Mayfair Tea Estate. This is in Siliguri. Siliguri is on the way to Bagdogra Airport, and I decided to experience one night stay here. Primary reason, the property photos looked very inviting, and so did the online reviews. Everything seemed too good to be true actually, until the time I got here and I realized that it was actually so. During check-in, I got upgraded from a premium room to a jungle view room, and this is what the room looks like. It does have a far view of the forest, but right below the balcony are the tea plantations. This resort is nestled in the midst of a tea estate and is so well made. It seems new, but the way it's made is giving that slight vintage vibe. Lots of antiques on display, and for me this was more luxurious than I expected. Their meals were good too, especially the breakfast buffet. One of the nicest and the freshest spread I've seen. Has a small temple as well, and every evening they have a chai ki tapri set up right around their tea garden expanse. Along with chai, they also have snacks, and it's a good place to enjoy the sunset as well. They also have a spa, and I got a foot massage done. It cost approximately rupees 2100, but the therapist was so skilled. I totally recommend this place if you're up for a night of a staycation in Siliguri. I'll leave details about this place in the description box below, along with the charges and stuff that I paid per night. And yes, that is it from me in Darjeeling. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family with whom you are planning a trip. And if you have any trip related questions, then leave them in the comments. I'll try my best to answer them. And give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel for more travel content. I will see you in my next one. Bye!